And welcome everybody to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing you the best content from the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat, the one that's always frowned upon, and I don't know why. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for coming to hang out today. We are going to be rescuing this airplane, get the hell out of South Florida before more floods can possibly happen. So we're going to be operating YIPJET all the way up to Atlanta from Miami. Hi, papi. So yeah, that's today's mission, and also in this mission we're going to be announcing a giveaway on behalf of YIPJET and our good friend AJJ, who y'all typically see in the chat. So we'll give some more details on that, and huge shout out and thank you to him. That's super generous. I'm sure this will be the first of many giveaways that we'll do here at YIPJET Airlines, or Airways rather. So then the first thing that we're going to do, for anybody who, actually hang on 1 second, guys. Alright guys, sorry about that. That was Crystal. I didn't want to ignore her phone calls 2 days in a row. But anyways, so for those of you who may not have been in the stream yesterday for like the kind of the deep dive of what New Sky is and the tutorial on how to book flights, etc., that is okay, because I'm going to show you again how to book flights. We're going to book the flight. We're going to do a little quick and rough and dirty flight planning, and then we're going to push the hell out and get on out of here. So, with that said, first things first, we'll turn the camera off so that y'all will be able to see this. Alrighty, so once you have joined New Sky, and again, New Sky is in the description below to join New Sky itself, and then also in the description below, got the link to the YIPJET page so that you can join YIPJET. And again, as just a quick reminder for everybody, this is not your typical VA. This is a virtual airline with the business aspect thrown in, where you make money by flying really good, and if you fly really bad, then lose money. And not only is it, does it affect the pilot, because if the pilot flies bad, you're going to get a lower pilot rating, but also you're taking money away from the airline, which obviously takes away from the ability to add more routes, add more hubs, add more airplanes, add more stuff that we like to do. So anyways, let's book the flight. Let's get on out of here. So first things first, at the home page, now this is on the New Sky app. This is not the web page. You can do the same thing through their web page. The only thing you can't do through the web page is start your flight, track your flight. So we're going to hit book flight. We're going to fly a scheduled flight with YIPJET Airways. And I'm going to put in Miami, because that's where we landed yesterday. And we may not be... Alright, I might have to... I'm going to have to switch. We're going to have to do something different. So, up to just like several minutes ago, whenever getting all this stream and everything going, this airplane was available in Miami, and I hadn't booked it yet because I wanted y'all to see me book it, but it is now booked by Tattooed Bacon. So we can't operate out of Miami. We're gonna have to go somewhere else, or my only other option would be to go make a new airplane real quick and put it in. We'll do that. That's going to be the easiest thing, because it's way harder to this is funny. It's way harder to do like to redo everything in the stream. So fleet, and again, this is manager functions right here. So this is going to be the third 737-800. So it's going to be, before I do that, let me go copy the sim brief profile out of this one. Copy 49 and 10. Alright. Lease new aircraft. In 603 SO is a pmdg B737-800 with CFM 56-7B26 sim brief ID and airframe is that right there. Next, we're going to tell it how many seats. We're going to do 149 seats of economy and 10 first class. There we go. Lease aircraft. Alright. So we just had to spend some money as an airline. But that is okay. If we really want to, after this flight, I can go delete the airplane. So it's not a big deal. Anyways, back to the home page. Actually, I guess I should probably go put that airplane in Miami, right? Fleet. Oh, okay. So I gotta change that. 604. Forgot I made the max in the sixes as well. And then we'll put this airplane in Miami. Alright, save changes. Cool. Home. We gotta book this flight before somebody else books it. Schedule YIPJET Miami. And here we go. So since we have an airplane in Miami, it's showing all of our departures out of Miami, where we could go. And so we got Miami, Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte. I'm kind of curious though, because I wonder why Miami, Orlando is not available. Not that we're flying it. I'm just curious as to why it's not. Oh, because that's why. Because I've got the smaller 737-700 on these shorter routes. So that's why. Okay. I just saw that and I was like, why can't I not book that? All right, Miami, Atlanta. YIPJET 706, Miami, Atlanta, and we are going to fly this airplane, 604. Our departure time right now, it is currently 20:56. We want to push out 10 minutes early. 21:20 is kind of pushing it. Let's give us just a few more minutes and make it 21:23. Book flight. Alright, so now we've booked the flight. Now it's showing that we are scheduled. We've got 159 passengers. So now let's plan the flight before we start it. Alrighty, so we are YIPJET, which is Yankee Papa Echo 706. And we are departing Miami, heading to Atlanta. We got a lot of weather en route. Put in our airplane, 737-800, and then first class. Now I've got this sim brief profile saved into, these are my airframes. If you use SimBrief through YIPJET itself or through NewSky, you click this little generate OFP and SimBrief here, and it will use the same exact SimBrief profile. For me, as a real-life dispatcher, I like to have full control over my flights and not do what some automated SimBrief wants to do, because I'll probably largely disagree with it. But again, I am a real-life dispatcher, so you know, I'm nerdy like that. All right, so we're gonna fly CI 21. That is the default CI that I have set in all of the profiles. Fuel factor, I have all the profiles for the fuel factor dialed down a little bit to -5. I've noticed that almost all airplanes overburn quite a bit, so this will kind of help out with that. This will have SimBrief plan just a little bit less gas. All right, so let's look at our weather, because the weather is disgusting. All along the route, these are all bands that are spun up off this low pressure system. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to fly that route because we don't want to fly in weather. We're going to go to the west and do that instead. They're landing west anyways, I believe. So now we got our route. Now we need to determine, do we need an alternate? So we're going to look at the weather, and to determine if you need an alternate or not, you're going to look at an hour before, hour after your estimated time of arrival, and then less than 3 miles visibility and less than 2,000 foot ceilings. And again, ceilings are broken and overcast. Sky conditions are few and scattered. So for us, if we're departing at roughly 21:30, it's at about an hour and a half long flight. Be 22:30, 2300, and look at that, at 2300. So we're in this tempo line from 21 to 01 Zulu. Viz 3 statute miles, rain, thunderstorms, mist, broken at 800 feet with CBs. That's kind of gross. That's like really gross. So yeah, do we want an alternate? Shit, yeah, we do. Do we want Charlotte? Maybe not. It's kind of on the front end of that weather, although it is an online station for YIPJET. YIPJET flies there, so it means we have ground personnel to handle any diversions. But instead, you know what? We're just gonna do Charlotte because we some dogs. We know how to fly. We'll look at the forecast though. Forecast even looks good at our ETA, so I'm not worried about that. Let's pull the ATIS up, see what they're landing. ILS 8 left, 9 left, and 10. It's interesting that they're landing on 9 left. That's usually a departure runway. But now we'll know what to plan. So, departure runway out of Miami, we'll keep it 8 left, and then we're going to play a 9 left and 2 Atlanta. Now for contingency fuel. So for the most part, the weather is going to be east of our route, so we don't really have to worry a whole lot about weather deviations. It's more so going to be destination weather. So let's plan. We got Charlotte. So we'll do 20 minutes of contingency with 10 minutes below the line. And we've got 159 passengers as told by YIPJET in the NewSky app. And I believe we're all set up. So we'll hit generate, see what it gives us. If we agree with it, we'll continue on. Okay, so one thing I don't like is got us planned at 32,000 feet. Now, if we have weather, if we were not flying this more westerly route, and we were going around this stuff, we would want to be higher to try to clear as many of the tops as we could. But being that we are to the west, I'm okay with us being at 32,000 feet. It's probably planning that for optimal headwinds and en route time. Actually, I might be trying to catch the best tailwind because they got this nice little. See how these winds are spinning off this low pressure system counterclockwise? So I think it's trying to capture the best tailwind. Oh well, anyways, we'll keep 32,000 feet for now. If we need to go higher, we can. So this is 34. Let's look at 39, see if the winds are any. The winds are definitely stronger higher up. Yeah, so we'll take 32. Because I think the main thing it's also looking at is once we turn out and we start headed to the west, that's going to be a relatively strong headwind until we get up to around North Florida. Then we start catching a tailwind. So we'll stay at 32 for those weaker headwinds at lower altitude, and that'll help us out on the burn. So again, guys, when it comes to fuel and it comes to alternates, when you're flying on a New Sky virtual airline, it's very imperative to pay attention to your fuel, pay attention to your alternates. If you really need one, put it. If you don't need one, don't put it, because that is extra gas, that is costing extra money, and that is a big expenditure of the airline. Same with your cost index. The higher the cost index, the more fuel you got to carry to fly faster, so you're going to be a bit heavier. And plus, just flying faster, you're going to burn more gas. The more gas you're burning, the more money you're blowing out the tailpipe, essentially. Same with altitude. If you fly really low, well, you should be, if it's a long flight, you should be higher up most of the time. Now, I would typically say if it's a long flight, go with what SimBrief gives you, because it is analyzing the winds. If it's a short flight, it'll put you too high sometimes. Like if we were doing Miami to Orlando, it would probably put us too high. We'd have to lower it a bit to like 23,000 feet, 24,000 feet, something like that. Long flights, though, it's okay to go with what SimBrief gives you, because it is accounting for the headwinds. It's going to give you the best altitude for the best winds for the best burn. So, got our flight plan. Let's go ahead and file this bitch. So we are going to file VATSIM. Let's go. Sign in. And file flight plan. Sweet. Close this. I'm going to move this up here. And start the flight. We've got about a little less than 20 minutes to get out of the gate and get our engines on. So I don't want to dilly-dally. Down. The weather looks totally different than a second ago. Alrighty, I'll come over here to my EFB and let's go saved flights, view. Alrighty, I feel like these two airplanes have been sitting there forever. Those passengers start boarding. Go up to the overhead. Man, I think the stream's really like hitting those frame rates between this stream and the last stream. I don't usually have frame rate issues like this until like ever, but then the last 2 days when I've started the stream, I've gotten issues. So we'll kill the live traffic. We'll connect to VATSIM YIPJET706 B738. Cool, connect. Alrighty. Yeah, that's much better frame rates there. Alrighty, working our way down. We'll go ahead and start the APU because we want to be ready to get out of here pretty quick. On emergency lights. Probe heat. Cruising at 32,000. Touchdowns on elevation in Atlanta is 1026. Let's make it 1050. Cool. Alright, down to the FMS and let's get our fuel on board. Fuel we're looking at 19.4. And then payload, our zero fuel weight is 132.1. Another full boat. Alrighty, we are good on that. Back to menu. KMIA. Drop the last position in there. Miami. Headed to Atlanta. YIPJET 706. Part off runway 8 left. Actually, you know what? Might go to. Yeah, we'll go 8 left. I would plan 8 left in real life for the direction of flight. Hurricane 3 smells transition. From smells Q110. Dawn. How do I spell that? 2 W's. And then it's going to be on the arrival. Being on VATSIM, I'm going to select 9 right for now, because I bet you nobody's looking at the real life ATIS. Gandalf 2. B-Orn transition. Legs, get rid of any discons. Should be it. We got the vector for the approach. That's fine. 320. Init, 0 fuel weight. 132.1's in there. Reserve fuel. 3.4. Cost index is going to be 21. 254 at 79 on the winds. And our temperature is minus 41. Execute and 1 limit. And being that we got some weather nearby, we'd have some thunderstorms. They're a little bit away. Not close enough for wind shear, I don't think. Sure hope Lauderdale's not getting more rain. We'll go 55 on the flex. Climb 1, try to get above any buildups that are out in front of us. Flaps 15, CG. Got our V speeds. Alright, 144. Runway heading. Of course, I don't have flights. Unload. Imports. And sorry I'm not talking to the chat, guys. I forgot Crystal's going. She's skipping the gym today and getting her something done. So I know like time is of the essence. So I'm trying to move quick. Once we get airborne, then we'll have my complete undivided attention. Right. 092. And then initial climb is 5,000. Alright, flight vector's coming on. Get the yaw damper on now, and get the transponder up. Cool. I think we're pretty much about ready to go. This radio's set. Alright, it's 21:12. We need to be out of here. We're gonna be pushing like the next few minutes. There we go. We are ready. Shit, yeah. Perfect timing, ma'am. Thank you very much. Everybody get settled down back there because we're about to roll on out. Oh, fuck me. Are you... God, I hate you, GSX. If it works, then it don't. Alright, beacon's on. Do we have center tank fuel? We do. Center tank's on. Alrighty, let's push.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start straight back. Roger that. Ready for push straight back. Brakes off. Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Alrighty, we're pushing. Let's get them engines started. So again, guys, yesterday, I'm probably gonna say again a lot because I'm speaking from sorry, baggage guys. Yesterday I was talking about how to get an off block time. In fact, I'm gonna show y'all. Watch up here. So right now it has not tracked us being out, right? I'm going to introduce fuel. Engine is starting. Engine change. Off block recorded. See how that's like a whole, like I don't know, maybe minute or so, minute and a half from like about a minute. So if you think like you're pushing like right on time, you could actually be pushing late because it tracks you once you're out and your engine is started. Looking for 23-ish%. Actually, I think it's 25% into 2.5 M1, something like that. Who cares? And the dogs are HUNGRY. They're all coming in here looking at me like, bro, where's my damn food at? Alright, good start on both engines. Never know what that's about. Don't know, don't care. Alrighty. On the brake RTO. Flaps 5. And flaps 15. Trimming on up to, actually it's going to be trimming down. 3.5. And we are set there. Check 4-flight. I have 4-flight running just in case we have issues like we did yesterday and we need it to live. Not sure if it's tracking devices. What the fuck, dude? IP address changed. is. Sweet. Yeah, that way, if we have our instruments freeze again, we've got a backup plan. Taxi light on. And let's get out of here. Miami traffic. YIPJET 706, taxiing runway 8 left from Concourse Foxtrot. We're going to be on Papa all the way down. Miami. We'll get that Southwest taxi going. Again, we are tight on time. Control set, or checked rather, and we'll get that TCAS. Go ahead and put it in TA. We'll turn weather radar on as if we had some. How much would everybody shit a brick if like weather radar popped up? Weird little intersection up ahead. I don't think anybody's down here on VetSim. I don't see anyone in Miami. Jack Center was online. They gone now. Sure, Atlanta will be on by the time we get up there. Alrighty. Lights. Camera and action. I'm traffic YIPJET 706 lining up runway 8 left. We're departing the airspace to the north on the Hurricane 3 departure. Alright, we're gonna cross 8 right, head over to 8 left, and get the hell out of here. There was a new song. I don't think this was it. Oh well. I found this cool new song. It's like good for takeoffs, but I'll go find it again. Here we go. Toga.
Airspeed alive. K knots.
Bit of a crosswind.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear. Flat's fine. Flat's full. Miami traffic, YIPJET 706 clear of runway 8 left. Exiting airspace to the north on hurricane departure. Last call, man. Lord. Definitely some pretty flying country down here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get on top of that shit. What we got going on to the left? Let's go out that way. Heading. God damn it. Might as well just go back to LNAV because fuck the heading up.
Hello, traffic for 5 seconds right here with your Juliet. Hold on.
Might get. Trying to stay in this a little bit lighter, wispier stuff. Comes 10,000 feet. Let's get those landing lights off. Otherwise, it will dock you. I got docked last night. And it was weird because I looked outside the airplane and those lights were on, but I looked inside the airplane and the switches were off. Still above 10 degrees Celsius, so we are not in icing conditions. Sweet. I'm gonna go feed the dogs real quick, and then we're gonna come back and talk about the giveaway. I'm sure that's what most of y'all are probably here for. Alright, one sec, guys. Feed the dogs. Be right back. Come on. You hungry? Alright. There we go. Alright, so before we start talking about the giveaway, I'm not sure how many of y'all are already aware of it, but I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I feel so bad I've had to ignore everyone, 'cause like I said, I totally forgot that Crystal was not going to the gym tonight, so we are a lot more pressed for time. But anyways, over to the chat. Let's see who we got up in here. Chase, what is going on, dude? Great to see you. Zach, Callie Simmer, Joe Hatch, Shaq, what's up, dude? Aviation Geek, Sean Rowe, how's it going, guys? Great to see you. D-Champ, what is up, dude? Never fails. D-Champ, like, always just, he don't even, like, say hey. He just comes in with, like, a fist bump or some sort of hand emoji. It's always the best. Fish Guns Fitness, what's up, dude? Great to see you. Flywell Auto, what is up, man? Frozen or just me? Yeah, I think it was just those airplanes were just sitting there and it made it look like the sim was frozen. Who else? Who else? Wes! Great to see you. Andy, welcome. Great to see you, my friend. Dog Tag Gamer. My eyes like moving all over the place. Anyways, the curse is broken. 668 subs. Praise Jeebus. Yeah, last night I showed my girlfriend. My girlfriend's very religious. I showed her that we had 666 subscribers yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, you better go delete one." I'm like, no, we'll just hopefully gain one. I'm not gonna go delete somebody just for that. It's stupid. But anyways, if there's anything important that I missed in the chat or that you want me to cover, talk about, if you're trying to talk to me, feel free to throw it in again. Again, my apologies for. It seems like it's a common theme here. Is I'm always pressed for time because of a certain someone. Hashtag girlfriend. But also too, like I kind of do it to myself. I am like Shaq and I were talking about it earlier. I am 300% nocturnal. I went to sleep this morning. Granted, I had a lot going on this morning with the whole Fort Lauderdale thing last night. We were on standby. Like all the dispatch managers were on standby. And then I can't really say much, I wouldn't think, but because it's like a legal process. But I got some stuff going on at work against me as a manager from the union. So I spent most of my night gathering some evidence and some proofs, stuff like that, to disprove the allegations. So, anyways, I didn't go to bed until like 5:30 this morning. I mean, I got in bed earlier, but the dogs were like all restless and being noisy, which was waking Crystal up, and then she was keeping me up, so didn't go to sleep until like 5:30, something like that. Woke up at 3, so hence that's why I always have some late ass streams, because I cannot get my ass up. But anyways, so over to you got a question. All right, let's see. Mo asks, do you recommend flight dispatcher as a career? I'm thinking of doing something in the aviation industry, but I can't be a pilot since I have a medical condition. Absolutely, 110% scathing yes. Absolutely do it. In fact, that was why I went on the Blue Experience, Blue and XP72's podcast a while back to talk about dispatch for that reason, because there's a lot of people who don't have, who aren't able to fly, whether it's money or medical or whatever the case may be. Like for me, it was money. Actually, it was both money and medical, but I'm pretty sure I could hold an aviation medical. But anyways, yes, absolutely, 100%. I will find, or if somebody in the chat is able to go to the Blue Experience and find the link for the flight dispatcher episode and put that in there so that Mo can source that episode. I give a lot of really good information on what a dispatcher is, what we do, the authority that we have, the responsibility that we have, the insight that we have, all the like the real good juicy stuff. And we honestly, after the whole thing was done, we were talking off air, and they're like, man, like we could have kept going for like another 2 hours. Like this was great. This is one of the best ones we've had. So there's a lot more that can be said than what's in that episode. But in the meantime, I would suggest watching that, and then also shoot me DMs. We can chat privately and get you pointed in the right direction on how to become a dispatcher. Every now and then, if you're ever in the chat and you see EQ, he's a friend of mine that I met through my channel, and he used to be a storm chaser and pump avgas back when he was younger, and he had no idea dispatching that it even existed. So through my channel, he learned about it, and now he's dispatching at Republic Airways. And then once he gets his year of experience, he'll probably be over at United. So we can definitely get you pointed in the right direction, see what your options are looking like, and kind of like where you want to go in your aviation career, and we'll get you going, dude. Fly with Lotto, you asked. I don't use any reshade or anything. This is just straight sim. Okay. So I was trying to figure out what link we were talking about. But anyways, so for the giveaway, guys, here is what to expect. So our good friend AJJ that y'all see in the chat. I don't think he's here today, but very distinguishable name. Sorry, I got Skyline Simulations commented on one of my videos. Thanks for the review of our product and the time you spent to make this video. Also, we like to make some statements. The textures on the ground and mesh errors have been checked before release, especially on mesh errors. It's based on Microsoft Developers Update SDK. Waiting on an answer from Microsoft for that. About runway center lines, we're working on a fix for that. And finally, the design of the airport has been made using the latest Google satellite images. If any customer have any suggestions for that, please contact us with an email and recent pictures to be able to proceed with updates. Well, that's pretty cool. So Skyline Simulations, who is the maker of the, they actually responded or dropped a comment on my live stream for Cincinnati Airport. I think it was a live stream. But anyways, they dropped a comment on there. It's pretty cool. So we'll definitely have to maybe go do an update video on them. I love it whenever developers are like that, like they care that much about their products that they like actually reach out to content creators, like who aren't like, you know, big, huge names. Like obviously they talk to those guys, but small doinky dudes like me, it's pretty cool. So, anyways, AJJ is donating a copy of the new AnyBuilds JFK scenery that is due to release tomorrow. So the way to enter the giveaway is very simple. Be a pilot for YIPJET. So join YIPJET Airways. The link is in the description below. And the YIPJET airline is with New Sky. So all the links you'll need are in the description below. So if you're not part of New Sky yet, join New Sky. And then when you get signed on to New Sky, go search for, actually you can just go to the link that I posted in the description. That'll take you to the YIPJET page within New Sky and join our airline. And so once you've joined, then all you have to do is the winner will be the person who flies the most until Tuesday. The giveaway is going to be on Tuesday whenever Shaq does his next stream Tuesday night. So you've got until Tuesday night, to fly your balls or lack thereof off and try to acquire the most actually, so I guess one thing, Shaq, one thing we need to clarify, are we going based off a number of PyReps, or are we going based off a number of flight hours? Because when you say fly the most, it could be, I could see it done either way. Myself and Shaq, obviously, we are excluded from this. But everybody else, whoever flies the most, now I have already screenshotted all the pilots in the YIPJET roster, so we know where everybody was at the beginning of the competition. So everybody, just go fly your ass off. We'll clarify here in a second whether it's PyReps or flight hours. I would venture to say flight hours, because anybody could just fly like Orlando to like Atlanta and back, you know, over and over and over again, something like that. I don't know. Let me look at this pilot roster and see. Let's go home, airlines, manage pilots. So I'm gonna see how it breaks down the time. So it shows total flights and hours. I should be on this call. I do have a work call that I might have to join here in a second. While we're streaming, I'll just keep my mic on mute. Starts in 15 minutes. Lauderdale got all messed up yesterday with the floods, and the floods have like resulted in some pretty big logistical issues for the airline. So we have a call. I'm thinking we should do Shaq. I'm thinking we should do hours, because it would be very easy for someone to fly just a bunch of short flights versus, you know, like doing some other flights. So if someone who flies, you know, some flights on average are like 2 to 3 hours versus someone who just flies a bunch of like short hops, the person with short hops will be damn, I don't know how we should do this. Shaq, we'll talk on Discord or text and figure this out. So for y'all on the giveaway, the main gist is that we want people flying, right? And so the more you fly, the more likely you are to win the giveaway. We will announce through our Discord channels whether or not we're going to go based off of the number of PIREPs or number of flight hours. I wish there was a way we could like average PIREPs and flight hours together. But we'll make an announcement. We also just started a YIPJET Discord. That Discord invite is in the description below. So feel free to join that, but we will make an announcement there. We'll make an announcement on my channel or my Discord as well as Shaq's Discord, let you know exactly how we're going to calculate the winner. But the general gist of it is whoever flies the most, we just got to figure out what unit of measurement that we want to abide by on that note. But yeah, so whoever flies the most will receive a free copy of Any Builds JFK. And this will be the first of many giveaways that we'll do on behalf of YIPJET Airlines. Because obviously it helps everybody when we have people flying. It's making the airline money. We can add more airplanes, add more routes, etc. So I think giveaways are a good way to get folks flying. Add a little motivation. There's a little personal gain from it. Why not divide hours by PIREPs to find the highest average flight time? I guess you could, because even still, if you do short flights, it's still, you know, if somebody does 3 1-hour-long flights, and you have another person that does 1 3-hour-long flight, they're still equating to the same flight time. And that's kind of why I think we should probably go based off of flight time, like hours, and not necessarily just PIREPs. Because in that sense, right, like if you go based off PIREPs, we've got 2 people who've flown the same amount of time. It's just one person did 3 separate flights and one did 1 flight. And I feel like it'd be a little unfair that it just looks better because they would have 3 flights instead of 1. When really it's the same amount of flight time. Although I guess you could argue that there's more work in 3 separate flights, as far as you got 3 landings, 3 takeoffs, 3 times you have to set the airplane up, all that stuff. Or another way we could go about it would be whoever earns the most money until Tuesday. Because money is going to be an average of flight time, good landings, good takeoffs, good SOPs, all that kind of stuff. That's going to the money the earnings or the losses is a reflection of the pilot themselves. That's another way we could go about it. But we'll figure that out. I think we got a lot of really good ideas floating around. Being that this is our first giveaway, we got to kind of figure it all out. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. So we got more stuff in the works, guys. As far as giveaways go, we got some more stuff in the works. More stuff in the works. Sounds like we have a second giveaway possibly lined up. But we'll make more announcements on that as that becomes solidified. And exactly how we're going to do it, when we're going to do it, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting to be a part of YIPJET Airways. A lot of really cool things to come. We just got to get some. We got to get some daggum liveries. All about the Benjis. Let's see, why not just make a lottery? To enter, you need X number of hours flights. That's another really good idea. Where's my notebook? So, and here's the thing. We're going to do more than one giveaway throughout the life of YIPJET Airways, right? So, all of these little notes. Actually, I don't want. This is my work notebook. I'm writing that one. So like for this one we can do number of profit, the next one we could do flight hours, the next one we can do PyReps, the next one we can do a lottery. Like there's a lot of different ways to do this, right? So we can do giveaways in different ways. So I'm gonna keep a note of the different ways to do it, because I like y'all's ideas, and this is why I like talking openly on stream, so that like we can all kind of get our ideas together. Because again, for those of y'all who weren't here yesterday, YIPJET is going to be all about the community. It's a community-driven airline. Ultimately, that was all really loud. Ultimately, when it comes to the airline itself, money talks a little bit as far as giving us the ability to add hubs, routes, airports, airplanes, that kind of stuff. So we need people flying to do that. But ultimately, the goal is that we can add what our pilots want, so that we can all enjoy and kind of leave our stamp on the airline. I will say too, though, if we keep doing giveaways like this, we're probably gonna have to add more airplanes, because at the moment I think our fleet's like 9 airplanes, and if there's more than 9 of y'all that want to fly at a given time, we would have to add more airplanes. So if that turns into an issue, if somebody wants to fly and there's no airplanes available, shoot myself or Shaq a message and let us know, and we'll go add an airplane just for you. So we got 11 airplanes. That should definitely suffice for the size of our airline. You know, like for example, I work with Virtual Southwest. I think we're like at 100 pilots, and I usually see at most 3 to 5 people flying at any given time. At the most 3 to 5. So with that said, we got, I think, 27 pilots. We got 29 pilots, 62 routes, 11 airplanes. So I think our fleet size is good for now. But if there is legit, there's no airplanes, like everybody's flying at once. We got 11 people flying at once, and all their planes are taken up. Shoot me or Shaq a message, and we'll add an airplane. We can always go back and delete it if we feel like we don't need it. Let's see. Hello, music. So guys, as I'm sitting here, I've got a little chat going with one of our viewers, and just as a side note, still again it's very preliminary, but it looks like we might be having monthly giveaways already on the books. Once this is all solidified, we'll make more announcements about that. But at least once a month, we'll have a giveaway, and that's at a minimum. I would anticipate more than that. And we've got 4 different methods of determining, of doing giveaways, doing like most earnings, lotto style, highest number of PIREPs, highest number of flight hours, that kind of stuff. So yeah, very exciting, guys. I'm super stoked about this. So hopefully, if you haven't yet, please join up with New Sky and get on with YIPJET so that you can get on with the giveaways. I need help. So I'm on Xbox playing Microsoft Flight Sim, and I don't know when to descend for approach to land using ILS. Can someone tell me the best way to know when descending for landing? Well, Stanley, to me, well, what airplane are you flying, for one? So I don't know much about Xbox and what's available on Xbox. If you're flying an aircraft that doesn't have VNAV capabilities, vertical navigation, where it can determine a top of descent for you. Hey, look who's in the chat, guys. AJJ, the man himself, the guy who is providing the JFK. No headphones, so I can't hear. Damn. Anyways, guys, AJJ is in the house, the guy who's providing the copy of any builds. So please give him a huge thank you in the chat. He can't hear us right now because he doesn't have headphones and he's at work, but he can see you in the chat. So please definitely thank him for his contribution. It's super selfless, super nice of him. Very appreciative. AJJ, even though you can't hear me, this is to you, sir. This is also a Celsius. It's not alcoholic, so that really didn't mean anything. But Stanley, on average, if you're flying, like an airliner at 36,000 feet, start your descent roughly 120 to 130 miles out, with a descent rate of about 1,500 to 2,000 feet per minute. Just kind of go into vertical speed mode and adjust as you're coming down and kind of eyeball it, and that should get you close. But now if you're coming into an airport that's high altitude, like Denver or Reno or somewhere like that, you have to take that into consideration. You would start your descent a little bit later, just because it's at higher altitude. You don't have as far to descend. But on average, for a typical airport that's not high altitude, like Atlanta where we're going, if you're at 36,000 feet, 39,000 feet, you want to start your descent about 130-ish miles out with a descent rate between 1,500 and 2,000 feet per minute. It's always better to get lower sooner than later. So if like the first fix on your ILS is 3,000 feet, you want to be at 3,000 feet before you reach that point. So if you get down there a little bit soon, that's okay, because you want to cross that point at 3,000, but you'd have to check your charts and figure out what altitudes for your ILS. In theory, of your rating is 7 or greater, you'd be bringing money to an airline. If it's below, you're probably costing. That's true. Very true. Good point. Should a 320 Neo. So Will, in regards to Stanley's 320 Neo, I don't think the default Neo does it have? Did they ever implement any kind of VNAV into that airplane? When it first shipped out, the default 320 Neo came out on PC. There was like no VNAV whatsoever. So I don't know if they ever added that back or not. And also Stanley, what he said is true. So when you're joining the approach, you want to hit the approach button on the FCU, flight control unit, basically the autopilot panel, and then that will on the approach, it'll track the ILS from that point. It's telling the airplane to track the ILS frequency for the glide slope and localizer. And then also, like Will said, you want to go into your McDo, go to the perf page, and activate and confirm. So it'll ask you activate approach, you hit activate, and then it'll ask you to confirm, and you confirm. But once you do that, though, pay attention to your speed, because if you're in managed speed mode, the speed will go all the way down to your approach speed, your target approach speed. And if you're still trying to fly wings level while you're waiting for the glide slope to come down and capture, your airplane would stall, because at that point you probably won't have enough flaps out. So if you activate and confirm before you're on the glide slope, if you're not in selected speed, then you do run the risk of the airplane trying to fly level while flying 137 knots, and big airplanes like this don't want to do that. You might would stall. So just make sure when you activate and confirm that you're already in selected speed, not managed speed. So you would just pull the little speed knob, tell the airplane like, hey, fly 200 knots, activate and confirm, and then join the ILS and just start working your speed down as you get further down. And then once you're like ready to shoot the approach, like once you are close to the airport, like real close, you can see the airport. I usually do it at 5 miles out. I put the airplane back into managed speed, so then it will fly the target approach speed and also use ground speed mini, where it's adjusting the speed based off of the winds. That way you're always on your target speed. But I doubt the 320 Neo that's on the Xbox, that's probably not going to have half of the shit I was just talking about. Let's see. I'll join the airline if I can get my fucking TCA working. Yeah, I hope you can get it working, man. I never really had any issues. Cross-check the axis bindings as well. I was talking with, I think it was Zach, someone not too long ago. their axes change. So you know there's two axes in Microsoft Flight Sim. There's like the throttle axis 0 to 100%, and then there's the throttle axis that doesn't have 0 to 100%. And it's like switched on him somehow. So he was like giving throttle, but nothing was really happening. I think you have a complete opposite issue where yours is sporadic. But yeah, man, I don't know. If I was there, I could definitely get it, maybe get it fixed for you. Let's see. Wrong side. Does it cost real money to add airplanes? No, it does not. It all costs like virtual money. But there are costs associated with owning an airplane. So actually, we don't even own them; we lease them right now. The only option in getting an airplane right now in New Sky is to lease airplanes. So there's maintenance costs. There's like upkeep, contractual costs, like all the stuff that would go into leasing an airplane in real life. Those costs they have added into New Sky. So just to lease an airplane will cost a fair amount of money. If we want to pull up, so this is going to be based off of yesterday's data. Let's see, airports, schedules, penalties, fuel, fleet. All right, so our fleet alone in the last 30 days has cost the airline $324,430. So again, we're not buying the airplanes outright; we're leasing them. So we're not like paying, you know, like if an Airbus is, I'm trying to remember how much we pay for ours. If an Airbus is like $60 million, we're not paying $60 million because we're leasing it, or we're renting the airplane per se. So as of yesterday, we've spent $324,430 alone just on leasing airplanes. That's going to go up because we added this airplane. At least today, I might go back and just delete it after we land. But yeah, so like this is all of our breakdowns. Like just airport fees alone, and all the airports that we have cost us almost $500,000. Schedules just for flight routes is $323,000. Handling fees at the airports, $192,000. Penalties. Now penalties is all basically just fuck ups on the part of pilots. Just in penalties alone, $204,000. Fuel, all the fuel that we've carried and burned, $189,000. So it's virtual money, but the whole goal is to be profitable and then be able to add more for our enjoyment. If we're in the negatives, we can't do that. As of yesterday, we finally were in the positives. We had dug ourselves out of the hole, and as of yesterday, we are positive $51,000, which is pretty crazy, especially assuming how big these numbers are up here. You can tell like this day was a pretty bad day on penalties, and that was what really put us in the hole at first. But we've managed to go through and dig ourselves out. Let's see, my last flight was early this morning. So today, now again, this is before any expenses come out. Let's see how much we've made just from pilots flying. Let's see. So as of yet, so Thursday, so we got 12,896, 1607, 6841, 11955. So just from like 7 flights, we've made $64,400. But again, that's before any aircraft expenses, baggage handling expenses, airport route expenses, any of those, before any of that comes out. So that's good though. We're should be profitable again today, as long as like nobody cancels a flight, nobody tail strikes, nobody crashes, no crazy shit, nobody lands overweight, takes off overweight, none of that stuff. Then we should be profitable again today. So that's a pretty big deal for us, because this is, I think, yesterday was our first day to become profitable. Yeah, it was. Just kind of looking. So this little dashed line is the balance. And this line is below the green every single day except, and you can see that big little spike right there. That is that's the first time we've ever been profitable. So pretty damn awesome. Cool. So let's. Oh shit! Thank you. At the meeting. Probably too damn late now to hear all the good stuff. I will have to mute while I'm on this. Alright guys, just to keep y'all in the loop, the call's still going on. Should be wrapping up here pretty quick. But as soon as we're done with this little call, I'll be right back on here and stop having them message y'all. I'll be able to talk to y'all. Alrighty guys, I have gotten the official go-ahead from our CEO, Captain Shaquille O'Neal, to add a Neo to the fleet. 320 Neo. I'm getting the confirmation on how many we want to add. But for those of y'all who want the 320 Neo, you'll be able to fly it on either Microsoft Flight Simulator as well as X-Plane, new Tolus. The only issue I could see there is they both probably have different weights and whatnot. Hang on, Sean, you shaking your head so much? Ears itching? But yeah, so like the Tolus versus fly-by-wire, their weights would likely be different. However, they configure their cabin based off like how many seats will definitely affect like the basic operating weight, dry operating weight, max zero fuel weight, all that stuff, right? The weights are different. So I'll have to figure that side of it out. But in the preliminary future or the interim, this dog was in there staring at me. I will add one, maybe two, probably add two, and figure out like a good medium sim brief profile to add, and then make it a little more specific from there later on. So, y'all want to see how we add airplanes? Y'all already saw it once. Let's do it again. So, let's go to Fleet. Lease aircraft. Let me grab a profile. Save airframes. So I got some Neos. This will be .201 SO. What do I want to use? I'm gonna pull what? Man, I get that crazy with it. 201 SO. Save that. Select airframes, go A320 in. Next. Okay, so we can carry a max of 182. Economy. I need a little calculator. $172. No, that's not what I want. I want one. Yeah, 170. Well, the weights are different. That's 182 economy. If we're doing first class. And let's add a second one. N202SO. Do the same thing. 145, 10 first class seats, because having seats with more legroom actually does influence more bookings, so that's when we carry first class. So we got one in Charlotte. Where should we put the other one? Where would y'all want to fly out of? If you're going to fly 320 right now, where would you fly out of? Guess your engine type you pick. Leaps. I don't think you can change the engine to Pratt & Whitney. No, you can't. You cannot. So we got one in Charlotte. Save this one for now. We don't fly to Phoenix yet. Although, so let's just take a look. Right here's like how we make our business decisions in regard to like new airports, right? So let's go take a look at Phoenix and let's see what Phoenix demand is like. So there's Phoenix. So if you come from the northeast, very high demand. From the east, pretty high demand. West, high demand. Okay, I would say there's definitely enough demand there to add Phoenix. Dude, now it's that. Oh God, man, I used to hate dispatching whenever having linear lines of weather like that. It's a pain in the ass. Anyways, so we have to make sure that we arrive from these directions to have good demand, like to actually have high bookings. So we could probably do like we could throw some short hops in there. So we could do Vegas, Phoenix, LA, Phoenix, Denver, Phoenix, Dallas to Phoenix. I mean, really, it covers just about all the major directions. We could start with those and then add more later, because we could definitely add later on like JFK, Phoenix, Atlanta, Phoenix. I probably wouldn't do anything from Florida, seeing how the demand is very low from the southeast. But Atlanta is straight east, and then anything from up here, Chicago, DC, all that stuff. So let's start, and we'll do this just to kind of show y'all how we add routes. Oh shit, we're descending. Thank you for flight. Let's get METAR. METAR is 2990. That's set. Alright, 108.9. Cool. Alright, so ILS is set up. Coming on down. Well, let's add a couple city pairs real quick. Or a couple, yeah, some city pairs, some legs. So my airlines manage schedules. go add schedule. We'll do LA first to Phoenix. Oh wait, that's right. We got to add the airport first. Sorry. So airports. Add airport. Phoenix. All right. So now that is added. Just going to make our expenses go up. Schedules. Let's go LAX to Phoenix. Automatically assigns that. Now I need to go into SimBrief and make a mock-up to get the block time. So we're going to do LA to Phoenix. Y'all can't see this. Not missing anything. I'll do everything in the 737-800. It's just like the base to make sure, you know, we got like you know, it's like the controlling, one of the controlling factors. CI 0 with a 25-minute taxi out and a 15-minute taxi in to get a block time. So I make it very conservative, so that way if you fly on VATSIM at all, you know, you have like some extended taxi outs, stuff like that, because you know you're just waiting on others. It doesn't, you're not late because of that. So it is a bit on the conservative side. And where's my altitude at? Were you at altitude? There you go. Also, in real life, if you land at your destination within 14 minutes of your scheduled time, that is, in the eyes of the Department of Transportation, that is an on-time arrival. So, 1 hour, 45 minutes is the duration for that. We'll fly it all days of the week, and we'll set it for all aircraft type. Unless maybe we take off the max and save the max for like long range stuff. I don't know. We'll leave it on there. We'll do all for now. All right, let's do Vegas to yeah, Vegas, Phoenix. I'm trying to watch my altitude stuff too. Phoenix. That duration. So now I can do this quick because I've already got it set up. And SimBrief. Okie doke. So that one is going to be an hour 30. Close all types. So that route has been added. Let's do Denver. In. Knew something was up. I hate this. This is the most obnoxious shit. If I was doing all of, like, adding these routes and stuff over the sim and not able to see it, it would sit there and be paused forever, and then I'd be late. So I have no ATC. That's good because I forgot we were even on the network. So block time for this one's going to be 2 hours and 15 minutes. Close all days of the week, all aircraft types. And then just to give us a longer one, Atlanta to Phoenix. Now the other side of this is, though, I've got to go make routes coming out of Phoenix, otherwise we'll just have airplanes stranded. so that's going to be even more expenses. But it sounds to me like we got a lot of people who are very interested in this. So with that said, it sounds like we're gonna have people flying. So if we got people flying, we have no issues adding anything. Block time on this one's gonna be 4:16. Actually, 4:15, so we can't do 16. Save. Sweet. All right, there's below 10. So let's get those landing lights on. Do those as well. Alright, now let me create the ones coming back out. So I'll forget and leave airplane stranded. So Phoenix to LAX. We'll swap these around. Sim brief. Block time on this one's hour 40. Hour 40. Close. Save. Going to Vegas. Oh, I don't know, you can make your own flight number. That's cool. Edit this one. $124, so we'll make it 125. I'm gonna do Phoenix, Denver. Actually, before I do Denver, I probably need to check, just make sure the demand is there. I know it is on the others. Yeah, plenty of demand. Two hours. Save, and then our last one's gonna be to Atlanta. What runway set is on. 4 hours. Got that tailwind. Save. Okay, so now we have Phoenix up and running. We'll place one of these Neos in Phoenix for you guys. Bam. So go grab you a Neo and go fly out of Phoenix. We'll make some money. We'll make some money, honey. So far, our most profitable airplane is the 737-800, tail number 602. Has made us $78,000 thus far. The other, then the 737-700, tail number 502, has lost $30,000. So we probably need to fly that airplane and make some money on it. 601 is our next. No, oh, what's this balance? There it goes. I don't know why it was mixing in. Anyway, so the Phoenix 320 is our next highest earning at $39,000, and then the other 737-800 is at $23,000. So ultimately, too, if we end up needing to, I wanted to add multiple 737 variants because I don't know what people have, right? Like some person might have the might have the 700, somebody might have the 800. I wanted to give some options. But if we start seeing trends, if we see trends that like the 737 800 by far makes a shit ton more money than a 700, and we can like do like a little poll and see, you know, does anybody even run the 700? Do they predominantly run the 800? And if, you know, statistics show that like it'd be better for us to get rid of our 700s and replace those with 800s, we can always do that. You know, it's kind of cool. Like we can take a lot of feedback from our pilots and create our airline based off of us as a whole. And I think that's the coolest thing, is this is a community-driven deal. Oh, what's going on, my friend? Great to see you. Long time. Been like a hot week. Boise. Okay, we'll check that one. So we'll create some lists in the YIPJET Discord of like.
Atlanta traffic Delta 739, semi-final on the upper left, 8 left, Atlanta traffic.
Let's go direct, easy, execute, and nav. Pause the music. On the approach, hopefully it won't get any screwed up shit. So yesterday's issue, the initial issue of the ILS back course, was my fault. I had the wrong ILS frequency tuned in. So I verified that we're not doing that today. Let's go fix runway 09 right. 5 miles. Atlanta traffic. YIPJET 706 is on a 20-mile final, joining the ILS runway 09 right, Atlanta. Every time I hit the transmit button, I'm hearing something in the cockpit. I'm hearing a little switch. Alrighty, let's go speed intervene, dial it down. So big thing for you guys who are planning on flying on YIPJET, stable approach criteria is huge. So stable approach criteria is once you are at 1,000 feet AGL, you do not exceed 1,500 feet per minute on your descent rate. If you do, you can go around. If you become unstable in the last like few feet and you touch down and go around, that's okay. I read up on the instructions last night of what they consider unstable. So if you're below 300 feet, you end up touching down and you go around, that's okay. You get another attempt at it and you come back, you conduct a stable approach and you land, then nothing is counted against you. If you exceed 1,500 feet per minute and you continue with your landing, then it's going to go against you. You also have to be fully configured for landing. Flaps set for a landing configuration, gear down, all that stuff, by 1,000 feet. If you're not fully configured by 1,000 feet, go around, come back, do it again, and make sure you get fully configured, and then you'll be fine. If you continue with your landing after you get fully configured after 1,000 feet, then it'll count against you. My very first flight did that to me because I was having issues. I was in managed speed in the 320. I'd activated and confirmed, but yet even though it was showing my target landing speed, the engines were spoiling up at like 180 knots, which had me too fast for flaps 3 and flaps 4. So I had to go slow to speed, slow the airplane down before I could get fully configured, and that resulted in being not like a late configuration, and I lost points for that. And lately, I've been getting really bad frame rates in Atlanta. I don't know why. Alright, start a little bit of spoiler, start getting it slowed down. I'm gonna go flaps 1. So tattooed beacon, it is, so stable approach criteria is not exceeding 1,000 feet per minute descent rate below 1,000 feet AGL. So yeah, 1,000, once you hit 1,000 feet AGL, you cannot exceed 1,500 feet per minute on your descent rate. There's 7 miles. We're still fast. Let's get that gear down. We might have to go around. We're 1,800 feet from having to be configured, and we're not. We'll try it though. Alright, we are configured. Gear down 3 green, flaps 30 green light, spoilers are armed. 1,000 feet. We're stable and captured on the ILS. Atlanta traffic, YIPJET 706. 3 mile final, ILS runway 09 right. Atlanta. Chasing that glide slope.
And Atlanta traffic Delta 39, left Atlanta.
There's 1,100 feet. 500. We have not exceeded 1,500, so we're still good. My airplane, my throttles. 400.
Slope.
Yep, I want to be low on the glide slope. Compensate for the flare.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Stay on that center line. Now I want y'all to pay attention to how much I am on the center line, because last night I flew into Atlanta and it gave me, it said I had centerline deviation, but it looked just like this. So y'all pay attention to that with me. And 60 knots. Manual braking. So the other thing too, guys, when it comes to landing in New Sky, it's more about the G-force than it is the feet per minute. So you can actually kind of stick it down a little bit firm, and you'll be totally fine. It'll qualify as a great landing because it goes off of G rate or G-force and not landing rate. Atlanta traffic. YIPJET 706 is clear of runway 9 right. Hold short of 9 left. Atlanta. Alrighty, let's get her cleaned up. Make sure we have everything, you know, set the way we want it before pulling in the gate and forgetting anything. So let's go retract the spoilers, flaps up, put the lights off, leave the taxi light on, and strobes off. That's just a good way of making sure that, you know, we don't have anything on that we didn't know about and we end up getting docked points for it. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Keep our taxi going. And because we're YIPJET and we're bougie, we're going to park.
Atlanta traffic Delta 739, taxiing to the terminal by Bravo Delta Echo, holding short 8 right, Atlanta traffic.
We're going to taxi over to Concourse F, the international concourse, the nicest one in Atlanta as far as what I've seen. Atlanta traffic, YIPJET 706, crossing runway 9 left at Delta. We'll continue Delta into Concourse Foxtrot, Atlanta. Doors? Oh, that's a bug. And we're going to park, if this works, oh it does work. We're going to park at Foxtrot 2, which is where we left yesterday, and we'll have made just a big old circle past these past 2 streams. Yes, I thought this was Foxtrot 2 right here. Let's kill that taxi light. Yeah, that's Fox 2. Okay, I guess we got people.
Atlanta, Delta 1405 is left downwind for 08 left Atlanta.
You just couldn't see nothing. Couldn't see nobody there. Alrighty, all of our lights are set. We'll go ahead and get the AP on the bus. We can shut down as soon as we park. And we're looking good. It's also a little dark, so let's get that logo light on so everybody can see that beautiful Captain Shaquille Oatmeal logo on our tail. One other little announcement for you guys. We got some really kick-ass like military service appreciation liveries in process of being made for YIPJET. Got a little preview of the Air Force one, and it is dope as fuck. So that's another reason to fly YIPJET, because we're going to have some cool-ass liveries. Alright, APU on the bus. We can shut them down. We'll go 2, and 1. Transponder back off. Whoops, I'm running a clip. Spoilers went. Damn it, that better not count against me.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 339, crossing 8 right, Atlanta traffic.
Dogs will go outside. Let's go deboard. Alright. Oh shit.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1800 on final runway.
Forgot to turn that off late. That might count against me. Damn it. I got distracted. Come on, motherfucker. Okay. Let's see how we did. Our landing rate was shit, negative 369. We planted that bitch. But we were right on the touchdown zone. Right on the touchdown zone, which is more of what I was aiming for. Let's pull up New Sky, go back to logger, and let's close the flight. Close the flight. See what we got. Oh fuck, man. Yeah, so we flew. I got distracted talking and whatnot, and I didn't set the altimeter to standard until we were at cruise. So that's minus half a point. Late landing can fuck you. No, it wasn't. I was at like 1,200 feet when we got configured, and that is exactly why I called all the shit out, because I had a feeling it was going to do some bullshit like this. I called it out so y'all would know that we were configured by 1,000 feet. But let's do this. Let's just cross-check ourselves. Let's check the rating system. This one. Full landing configuration. Flaps, position, and gear extended is required below altitude set by the airline and SOP. Default is 500 feet above landing runway. Any change to that configuration below that altitude results in a penalty. Right. We have it set to 1,000 feet. SOPs. Landing configuration altitude, 1,000 feet. We were above 1,000 feet, and we were fully fucking configured. That's some horse shit. Yeah, that is horse shit and a half. See, I don't know how it's calculating ground level, because I don't think it can. I think it's going to be based off of like sea level in the altimeter setting. Because I don't think the ACARS has a way of determining ground level. And especially like if we're flying over mountainous terrain. Like we're coming in like Boise or something, and we're on the approach and we come over a hill, so that radio altimeter would go like, maybe we're at like, 1,500 feet or 1,300 feet, and all of a sudden 800 feet, and then back down because we just went over like a hill. Like, and we're not configured by the time that we go over that hill, and it reads like, I don't think it has that capability. So the whole 1,000 feet thing should be based off of 1,000 feet MSL, based off of the local altimeter setting, because it does know the local altimeter setting. That's irritating.
Atlanta Delta 1405 is 11 mile final for 08 left, Atlanta.
Will not be penalized if go around is detected, even if wheels hit the ground. That pisses me off. So for y'all
Atlanta traffic Delta 1800.
who runs this area, shut up. So for y'all, don't get so this whole time that we were coming in, I was looking at the radio altimeter, right? Because that is ground level. That's telling us how far we are from ground level by using radio waves. It shoots from the antenna to the ground, bounces back, comes back up to the airplane. That tells you ground level. So that's what I was using. We were configured by like 1,300 feet. But I think it's using sea level. So I would use sea level. Use the altimeter altitude tape instead of your radio altimeter to determine when you're at 1,000 feet. That way you don't get. Yeah, but then again, that's still misleading. Because like as we sit right now, we're 1,000 feet from sea level. Touchdown, the airport elevation in Atlanta, wherever it went, like just on the approach. We'll pull up the approach for 9 right. The airport altitude, touchdown zone elevation is 1,026 feet, which is why you see almost 1,000. You see 1,000 feet sitting right there. So you can't go off of that either. So how in the fuck are we supposed to know when we're at 1,000 feet? So I have an idea. I propose that we change that SOP maybe to 500 feet, because regardless of sea level, ground level, all that shit, if you're not configured by then, it's fucked. Like, it's a pilot issue. I think 1,000 feet and not really knowing how the hell it's calculating, if it's truly off ground level, is it off sea level, like how is it figuring that out? I think it'd be better for us to set it to 500. I'm just kind of thinking through the problem. That way, regardless whether it's sea level or ground level, still aim to be configured by 1,000 feet. And if you aim for that, but the SOP penalty is set for 500 or 800 or 600, something like that, you have a little bit of a buffer there for any weird way that it's calculating your altitude. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of thinking let's do 700 to start with, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. We'll dial this stuff in over time. That'll just give us a little bit of a buffer, since like I don't really know how the hell it's configuring this, but I was absolutely 110%, and I'll even go back and watch. And Cali bro, what happened here, man? Roma excursion, wing strike. Damn. Gotta fix your airplane. What airplane is this? Oh man, you broke my beloved Phoenix. You drug her across the ground. I'm not gonna get mad at you though, because how many times on my channel have we seen my rudder pedals stop working and I run off the runway and shit like that? So I'm not gonna be mad at you. Go back. Let's see. So my airlines manage. General SOP, and let's drop this down to 700 feet. Okay. Aim to be configured by 1,000, but we set it to 700 to have a little bit of a buffer for any miscalculation or weird calculation on behalf of New Sky. Okay? Okay. Back to our flight. So other than these two, this was absolutely my fault. This is bullshit. So we had a great touchdown of 1.18 Gs. This calculated 174 feet per minute, yet Volanta calculated 360 something. Average centerline deviation, see, this is what I was talking about. 1.82 meters. Max centerline deviation was 2.36 meters. Y'all saw I was right on the fucking center line. I was dead on that son of a bitch. And this says I had a little bit of a deviation. I humbly disagree. So let's look at it. Let's see what it's showing. I had the same issue last night when I landed in Atlanta.
Delta 1405 is crossing 08 right at Delta.
So look at this. This
Echo, the ramp.
green line is sitting to the right of the center line. But yet my landing is right before the touchdown blocks is on the center line. Spoilers, on the center line. So this is absolutely not an us thing. This is however New Sky calculates where the center line is at. It's calculating the runway itself correctly. You can see how we got the white lines boxing in the runway. So the threshold's here, so that's correct. Sometimes like in Lauderdale on 10 left, we've seen the threshold account for blast pad or displaced threshold. So like places like that, that's incorrect. Here, the threshold is correct, but the center line is off by a good little bit. So yeah, that's a New Sky thing. Nothing we can do about that. But that's why I was saying while we were literally on the rollout, pay attention to where we're at on the center line, because I knew that was going to happen. Anyway, so we flew for an hour and 32 minutes. We took no delay. Our scheduled out time was 21:23. We were out at 21:16, so that's good there. Landed a little bit early. We used 8,877 pounds of fuel. We were a full boat, 159 passengers, 154 seats were sat in, so that's always good. Proves that the research we're doing when booking, when like creating the routes is working. This also tells me it seems like just about everybody's flights have been full, so maybe we can increase our ticket prices a bit. We carried 5,800 pounds of cargo, not that it told us that at any point in time to plan for that extra weight. Expenses, $16,275 worth of expenses, no penalties, so that's always good. $25,500 in revenue, which turned a profit of $9,240. So, at least we made some money. This is that's bullshit, but hopefully our little buffer we just set in place, hopefully that will resolve that. So, good stuff. Anyways, guys, well, that'll do it for this episode of YIPJET Airways here on the Wrong Side Simulations channel. I got an itch. Let me check some text messages real quick before we sign off here. Make sure there's nothing I need to include into the stream. Shaq, I like that idea on behalf of the Night Stalkers and PJs, whatnot. Oh, this is funny.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Calm down.
Oh, there's a meme of my airline's headquarters right now. It's probably true. During big events like this, this stuff is typically pretty true. It's a little chaotic in the office. But anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out. Again, see J-Foot, I think I saw you yesterday right towards the end of the stream and I didn't get to talk to you. I saw you were... how can it not be using AGL or Barrow minus landing elevation? Yeah, so that's the thing, is I don't know what it's using, how it's calculating the airfield. So what did it say? It said like airport. We'll figure it out. Above airport landing runway. Lakefish. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how it's calculating the airport runway. If it's using MSL, if it's using AGL, if we should be using what we should be using for that. Oh, dude, no, man. Callie Simmer, you did not have to give money because of that, dude. Get out of here. I'm gonna go reject that, send it back to you. It's very, very nice of you. We do not care that much about, and if anything, losing money on a flight for whatever reason is all the more reason for all of us to go be a team, be a community, fly our dicks, and therefore, or lack thereof, and fly our dicks off and go make the money back. So, dude, you did not have to do that. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. But, if anything, let's go practice and get better as a pilot. And won't have to worry about that stuff anymore. But again, like I said earlier too, y'all seen numerous times on here where my rotor pedal stopped working and I end up going off the runway or whatever, you know. So like, I'm not mad about it whatsoever. But it's very nice of you, dude. Very, very nice of you. Like thereof. Yeah. But anyways, guys, hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I am off tomorrow. Girlfriend is on her way home. She's calling me now. I'm off tomorrow. I got a haircut at 2 o'clock. I'm not sure. The girlfriend's off as well. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. If I have time for a stream, we'll definitely fly some more YIPJET. Probably do some Airbus. And if not, probably won't get to see y'all again until either a wrong side red eye after work one night or like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. But I doubt it'll be that long. So anyways, guys, hope y'all have a great weekend if I don't see you. As always, be good. Be good at it. If you're not good at it, practice at it. That's how you get good. And till the next one, keep it on the wrong side, and we'll see you later. Take care.
Yeah.